Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first Life LLT webinar. Thankful to have you here tonight. We're going to have an opportunity to explore a little bit more about the program, the benefits, and also looking at the myteke.org portal page where you can access more information about the program. My name is Chris Niles, and I really want to thank everybody again for being here. I had a chance to look at the list of registered attendees and was very pleased to see over 80 people signed up. Many of whom are volunteers, some who are Life LLTs from before, who are lifetime members, some who are newer to the program, and I'm pleased to see the mix. I'll be the host for tonight and want to carry us through here as we go. If you do have any difficulties with the system at any point, I would suggest simply closing your browser window and clicking the email link again to jump back into the webinar room. If you have and there is a chat function inside the webinar on the right-hand side of the page. You can access that function that will send in comments or questions. If you do drop out of the webinar for any reason or have any ongoing difficulty with it, you can also email us at TKEOGC for Offices of the Grand Chapter, TKEOGC@tke.org. With that, I hope we're all set and everybody is good to go. To start off, I'd like to share a little bit about the philosophy of Life LLT and some of where the program has gotten to now post 10 plus years from when it first started. The real focus for this, as the program has evolved, the real focus is engagement and what we're doing around alumni engagement. We certainly want to create an opportunity for those alumni who choose to commit to Life LLT to have more regular contact with the fraternity and with the headquarters. We want to be providing more information to you, give you more access to the staff and other resources at the international level, and fostering a two-way dialogue between the alums and the fraternity leadership, both volunteer and staff leadership. As we continue building the program, we also want to continue building in more opportunities for peer-to-peer connections across the alumni body, and that's what we'll continue working toward as we can continue growing where the program is at and getting some of the input from you as to how we can do that to serve your needs. Another piece of this is a shift in the culture, and that's really a long-term issue. It's a long-term commitment on our part, bringing greater attention and greater resources to support our alumni. And I'm really proud that under Frater Aldrich's leadership now as the CEO, we are addressing that, I believe, more directly than what I have seen in recent years. And as many of you know, Todd Farmer has been dedicated in a new position this year as the Director of Alumni Engagement. And we continue having conversations about how we can continue providing more support for our alumni and investing more resources specifically toward that purpose. Part of that dialogue is also addressing that very issue of the term alumni. Oftentimes when we're talking alumni in the fraternity, oftentimes that's been shorthand for volunteers, and we're really talking about the volunteer base. What we're talking about now at the headquarters is very explicitly looking at both of those groups more independently of each other and really trying to address on a larger scale what we are doing for the broad base of alumni, all of the graduates who are a part of our great fraternity, and then also focused efforts and support for those who have taken on the responsibility as a volunteer. Part of this shift over time, when you look at the long term, is an opportunity for us really to shift the way the organization works and how the financial model plays out. And as you know, and as we put into our materials, the vast majority of our operating budget and the financial responsibilities fall on the shoulders of the undergraduates. and very little in relative terms being contributed by the alumni. And when you look at the great numbers with our history, with our expansion, with over 200,000 living alums, it's really an opportunity for us to look at how that model works and what we can do to gather support, direct support in a small way, modest levels from a greater number of alumni, and providing that into the coffers so that we can support the function of the fraternity, not just on the 10 to 11,000 undergraduate members we have. So over time, as we can make this shift happen, it should create for us different opportunities to support what we're doing for the collegiate chapters and also for the alumni body, for general alumni programming, for support for the alumni associations, and also the direct support for the volunteers. We also hope that with the Life Loyalty program, what we're creating is a habit of giving. And that is a shift from what had been the original version of the Life Loyalty program. And instead of a one-time, lifetime contribution, we're looking at creating a different kind of habit and engaging people on that ongoing basis with an annual commitment. With the program set up that way, asking for that annual contribution and being in contact with people more frequently, we hope to foster this level of engagement with our alums so that people can see more directly, see the impact of their contribution, of their monies, of their time, to see more about what is happening for the fraternity and how things are moving and what's going on, so people can see and feel the impact of what they offer. Over time, we certainly hope that that will generate more prospects for the foundation as people are giving in this modest way at this level within the Life Loyalty program. Certainly, we would hope that some percentage of those men over time would want to contribute at a higher level, and that will be something that we will refer folks directly to the foundation for that, and also identifying from those men a small percentage that will become potential volunteers, so that this engagement will result in a greater number of folks giving to the foundation at a different level over time, and also becoming active volunteers through this annual engagement and the reciprocity of what's going on a more regular basis. Legacy members. We have just over 2,000 members of Life Loyalty who joined in the earlier version, the original version of the program, who purchased through their gift a lifetime membership. And that is certainly to be honored, and we're thrilled to have those men who've already made that commitment, and they will retain lifetime membership regardless of what choices they make at this point in the new model. We are asking all of them to consider making an annual contribution and to begin a tradition of giving at either the gray level or the cherry level on an annual basis to continue supporting the program in that smaller way. But they will retain their lifetime membership regardless. And as lifetime members, they will receive all of the benefits that are built into the program. That's one thing that's been very important for us in the design of this. The presumption from the beginning was that we did not want to do anything that would take away from the lifetime members who are already there, but that as the program design has shifted and as the model has been adjusted, we wanted to create new opportunities and still ask those men to make an active, ongoing contribution, but not to question whether or not they would receive any of those benefits. Everybody will receive the full benefits as lifetime members, regardless of whether they're continuing now to make annual contributions. This page shows you a quick overview of the program benefits. And this is material you've probably seen before from our other materials, from the promotional materials or what you've received since enrolling in the program. At the gray level, Life Loyal Teeks receive status as Life Loyal Teeks. They get their membership kit, their certificate, card, and pin, and they get a subscription to the Teke magazine, which will continue as long as they continue making their annual pledge. Those membership kits, for those of you who have just signed on in the last few weeks, the new members, we will be getting those kits out. We've had a slight delay as we ran into some quality issues with the membership cards, and we've had to go to a second vendor. So we're waiting on the new product, and as soon as we have those, we will be shipping out membership kits to all of the new Life Loyal Teeks. For the frauders who choose to give at the cherry level and making that $50 a year commitment, they then also gain access to that fuller benefits package, which has been specifically designed to create more of the communication and the engagement that I spoke of before. And you can see a quick rundown there of kind of the main elements of that as they stand currently. And on some of those items, you can also see the timing or the frequency as that is planned out. This is the first of our webinars, and you've probably already seen the lineup for what's to come next. We'll have Frater Aldrich next month, followed by Todd Farmer talking about alumni engagement, and then Alex Baker talking about our systems and some of what's available for folks online. Also going to be reaching out, one of the ideas we generated just today, in fact, was to perhaps feature one of our more successful, productive, active alumni associations, and perhaps have them host a webinar to talk best practices and sharing what they're doing, what they've learned along the way that could be helpful for others in their alumni associations throughout Teke Nation. The newsletter will be coming out every other month. In fact, the first newsletter will be coming out later this week, and we'll have a link to the replay of this webinar. We'll be doing our first survey of Life Loyal Teeks later this spring so that we can get input from you about what's going on with the fraternity and also with this program. Some other items there, as you'll see, what I'd like to do is take you to the website and show you how you can actually access those benefits, and that is through the myteke.org webpage. And if you go to MyTeke and log in, if you've not been here before, there is a link right here on the page to claim your account and establish your identity and get your account set up. This is my.tke.org. But logging in here to MyTeke, you will see this is our new portal page that's used for accessing a variety of tools and information across the fraternity. And you'll see up here in this menu bar that one of them that will show up is Life Loyal. And clicking Life Loyal will take you directly to that page where you can access some of the information and the benefits that are available. So right here, you have access to all of the Teke magazines that we have digitized at this point. We're still following up on some of those, but we have history going back to the first issue of the magazine available through here. You can see the upcoming webinars, and we are purposely changing which days of the week and what time of night those are happening so that it won't necessarily block certain people out on a consistent basis. So that will purposefully jump around a bit in terms of the scheduling. This is where you can also come back and access through the links. You'll be able to access past webinars that have gone by, and we'll have the historical record of those available for the past events. And down here at the bottom, again, some of the other items that are coming. The Life Loyal Teke newsletter, as I said, the first issue coming out later this week, and you'll have access through this portal page to previous issues of the newsletter. The annual survey coming in April. Some apparel and gifts that we want to make available, and right now we're looking at just a short list of items, but for somebody that might want a polo shirt or a button-up Oxford. We may make a jacket available if somebody wants to buy a replacement pin for themselves. Some of those items will be available here once we have that storefront set up. And as we go into 216, we'll also have some annual reporting. One of the things we want to be very clear with for folks who are part of Life Loyalty is we want you to be aware of how those monies are being put to use, so you can see the impact of your contributions and not only get that information for your own awareness, but also so that you can be holding us accountable. And that's part of the reciprocity of the design of the program. We want to make sure through that ongoing contact that we're keeping you informed, but it's also a way for you to keep tabs on us and hold the fraternity accountable over time, perhaps differently than has been done in the past, where there hasn't always been the same kind of contact. But this portal page will provide you access to the various resources, tools, and information updates under the webinars. If you've been on this page in the last couple of days, right up until the start time for this webinar, there was an actual register button available here for tonight's webinar. So whether you're going in through an email announcement or going here, you can actually register for the next webinar on this page as they each arrive on the calendar. So I think you'll find that page to be very helpful and a large resource for you. The next piece of this is about you. It's about all of us. And I think this is another part of the cultural shift in looking at what we can do to support the Life Loyalty program and what we can do to support TKE. I think one of the challenges we faced with Life Loyalty earlier on was that it was largely a program that was, well, almost exclusively sold by headquarters and by the foundation at events and through magazine ads, and it was very much a push program. It was pushed out to folks. People were invited to join, but largely from the offices of the Grand Chapter, from both the fraternity and the foundation. What I would like to see happen with this, and what I would ask of all of you, and certainly what we would like to encourage for the program, is to get more peer-to-peer connection happening and get people actively engaged in promoting the program. So first, in terms of helping for you and for the program, I would encourage you to take advantage of what is available to you. Utilize the magazine if that's something that is of interest for you, or if it allows you to get some historical information that's relevant for your own chapter or your alumni association. If you take advantage of the webinars or the newsletters, if that's something that is helpful for you, use that, share that, help make use of that. And the better we can do with that, that will help grow the impact of the program. And I would like to ask you to share your ideas with us. Again, in terms of that two-way communication, it's important that we hear from you about your ideas for the program, what your needs are, what ideas you have, and I am a primary contact for that, and welcome your input and ideas over time as the program continues progressing. I would ask that you share your story. Consider why you joined Life Loyalty, whether it was 10 years ago or whether it was on Founders Day of this year. What did Life Loyalty mean to you? What does it mean to you to consider yourself a Life Loyalty? And share that with your fellow frauders so that it's not just something that comes out of Indianapolis. It's not just something that shows up at international events and programs of the fraternity, but it's something that we are talking about with each other. I was talking with a frauder just the other day, and we got talking about how odd it was that for some people it seems like they get excited when they come to a Teke event because they can put their Life Loyalty lapel pin on, rather than recognizing it's something they can wear out in the world and demonstrate that they're a Teke and perhaps even spark another Teke. That it's not just something we wear to show off ourselves within ourselves, but something that we can do to share our pride in the fraternity, and share that with people. Share that with colleagues at work, share that with other frauders you know, and folks who are not a part of the fraternity. It's an opportunity to share your pride in Teke and help, in the case of other frauders, help encourage them to consider doing the same. And I would ask that you look at how you can do that and who is out there that you can invite. I would challenge you to consider going for the trifecta, if you will. And in my mind, that would be trying to recruit 3 other frauders to join Life Loyal Teke. And if I could challenge you to try to recruit 1 older man in your own chapter, 1 younger man in your own chapter, and 1 other frauder you know who's not a part of your chapter, that might be a way for us to expand the impact of this program and where the message is going and who it's impacting. And that would be my invitation to you, would be to consider that trifecta as an opportunity to help expand the program and the impact of what we're doing to support TKE. This has been fairly brief, fairly quick, but I wanted a chance to invite folks and a chance to share with you some more information about the program and ideally clarify some of the information that was out there, and also, again, show you where you can access some of that through the myteke.org portal. If folks have additional questions, if there's anything you'd like to follow up with about the Life Loyal Teke program, please consider me your primary contact. I'd be happy to answer your questions. I'd be happy to spend some time talking with you about this. I am very excited by what we're doing with this program and the shift that we're trying to make in support of what's happening and the model of shifting more toward an annual contribution. My hope is that it will, as it has already started to in some ways, and as it will continue to, foster a greater engagement and help us as one of the steps we're doing to create greater alumni engagement across the board, so that we can improve the undergraduate experience for the collegiate men in our chapters. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I look forward to any feedback you have. You have my email address there on the screen. And I would encourage you to share any feedback you have with me directly, and we will certainly take that into account as we prepare for next month's webinar. Thank you all, frauders, and have a good night.